Hey everyone, and welcome to call number 3 of the Southern Romantics new consultant training webinars. This week we're talking about goal setting. With me I have Casey, Tiffany, and Jessica. Hey ladies. We've all had pretty crazy weeks and it's been pretty awesome for our business. So we are closing out Love Month of 2016. We're closing out strong and I'm super excited to talk about goal setting. Goal setting for me was something that I knew as a new consultant I had to do because I couldn't just walk into this blindly and say, oh, well, I want to make money, because I had a mortgage I had to pay. So I had to be very specific about how much money I needed to make and how I was going to get to that point. Because it's easy to say, oh, an average party is $500, so I need, like 4 parties to do this. But average means average. You're going to have below average, you're going to have above average. So it's not always going to pan out the way you want. So it was really important for me to be able to sit down and think about my goals. And I've gotten better at it in my 5 years of business. And I want to make sure I train my new consultants on what goals are realistic, measurable, well, just using the SMART goals acronym. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. I'm type A. I love a deadline. I love working. I don't love working under pressure, but I love knowing that I do have an end in sight so that I can go ahead and tackle it and celebrate my accomplishments, which is a big thing that we forget to do. We're so excited about hitting our goals and then we just move on to the next one. And we as a team need to celebrate every single benchmark that we hit. So that's one of the reasons why this year we're definitely celebrating our sales benchmarks. And we'll see how that goes. Goals. I'm so excited about talking about goals. All right, so let's bust out this SMART Goals little worksheet. So this was a PDF file that I borrowed, I think, from Andrea Gilbert, who's amazing. And I hate that not everyone's going to be in Orlando with me, but I hope that means most of you guys will come to Cincinnati in August to meet some of these amazing women, because they have so much information in their brains, and they're willing to share it with you. So again, the SMART, the acronym, specific. Your goals need to be specific. You can't just say, I want to make money, because we all want to make money, or I want to have free time. That's cool, but what does that mean to you? And it's hard to figure out if you've actually hit that goal or not. So paying off debt is huge, but if you don't know how much debt you actually have, it's kind of weird. So you got to make sure you know down to the line what that's going to be. Cool. So you can see this is a little outdated because it says 2010, but it still counts, all right? Your goals need to be measurable. If you want more parties, you can't just say, I want to book more parties. You need to say, I want to book 2 more parties every single month, or I want to hit X amount of parties by this year, so you can actually track it. So that's one of the reasons why we have the goal tracker. I might have to take you guys on a tour around my office with my computer at the end, but I won't do that now in case anyone gets motion sick. But the goal sheet that we had at our January meeting, where it has a thermometer down one side, every single month has a block with your, what do we say? Your goal amount of parties and your actual amount of parties. And then the same thing down below with recruits. So it has 12 hearts and then you just sign people's names in. So make it measurable. I'm huge on visuals. I didn't used to be because I didn't see the value in it because I knew what my goals were. But as I started growing a team, I knew it was important to make sure you guys could see it. So making sure they're measurable and then actually measuring them. And then after every single meeting, I take a picture of them and I post it to our team page so you can see where we are, like where we are on our little graph. Your goals need to be reasonable and achievable. And you can do that. Like I was mentioning earlier before we turned on the video, how y'all, you guys know I'm a big fat spreadsheet nerd. So I've tracked my business from the year I started, and all of it's in a spreadsheet. So even though you can't see 4 years of data on the COO, I have it tracked in a spreadsheet. So I can see that my party average in 2011 was $87, but that, in 2016, it's $275 or $300. So I can track how my business has grown. And that helps me project out into the future of where my business is going. And I know if I'm going to shake it up, if I'm going to have big fat goals, what it's going to take to actually break those down into bite-sized little nubs. Your goals need to be realistic. That's what we're talking about with bite-sized nubs, y'all. You can't just pull a number out of your butt and be like, we're going to have $1 million team this year. I mean, that'd be awesome if it could happen, but honestly, right now, it's not realistic. It is realistic for us to be a $250,000 team by the end of the year by doing $250,000 in sales, especially with the growth that we're already having this year. But just like when you're a kid and you feel invincible and you can do anything, as soon as we get to be kind of an adult, you realize that not everything is quite within our reach as we thought it would be. So we have to make sure that we're being realistic. My husband, God bless him, would probably be the first to let you guys know that some of the things I think I overcommit to, that I can do all of it. But he's the first to say, Megan, you got to say no, you got to slow down. It's not realistic. You do not have 60 hours in a day. You have to sleep. So that's something I'm taking to heart, and I'm learning how to say no, which is not fun. But I'm also making sure that I'm taking care of myself, because that was a goal of mine this year. After last year's medical conundrums, like this year I have to take care of myself to make sure that I'm performing at my highest level so I can be the best for you guys, I can be the best for my customers, and I can be the best for my family. So making that a realistic goal meant not going crazy by saying yes to every opportunity that was offered to me. Goals need to be time-based. I love a deadline. So that is great because it's up to you. Pure Romance works on a calendar year as our fiscal year. So that's nice that by December 31st, you know, if you're trying to achieve a board position or something like that, you've got a deadline. But that's why I really liked breaking down our goals into monthly deadlines or monthly, you know, whatever, monthly goals, so that we could all actually hit them and everyone can figure out how big of a piece of the pie we're going to take. Did I tell you guys I've been drinking for like the past hour and a half? Because I have. This is going to be fun. Okay, so this is not accurate because I don't think senior consultant now is 50%. So that's good for you. So just remember when I say some of this stuff is outdated, but still applicable, so you guys can figure out your own math. So this is how you're going to visualize your plan of action. So that's why I love goal charts. I keep pointing over to my door. Over here, everybody that's watching this on YouTube, is my door, and this is where all my goals are posted. You guys know that anytime you're at my house, you're welcome to come in the office and see how we're doing or track yourself on the star chart and let me know if I've got something wrong, because I'm a human, I'm flawed. But being able to break this down party by party, week by week, profit by profit, how many parties you need a month, that's really awesome. So that it's not just like, oh, I need to make $1,000. Well, what does it take for you to make $1,000? Well, on average, it'll take you 4 parties. So you might want to go ahead and book 6. That's in case you have any cancellations. That's in case you have a lower than average party. And by God, if all 6 hold, well then screw $1,000. I'll take $1,500. Damn. And that's just more money in your pocket and getting you closer to your year-end goal, or your personal savings goal, or your paying down debt goal, or your I really like to buy fancy purses goal. Sweet. So that is a little bit about SMART goal setting, and I will make sure you guys have access to this Dropbox if you want to print that out and see that. So that's something I definitely kind of keep close to me when I'm making my goals for the year, because it's super easy to just pull random numbers out of my butt, like, oh my God, we could totally do $7,000 million this year, but I want to make sure it's something that you guys are into as well. Because if you're like, Megan, my goal is to do $1,000 worth of retail a month, then having all of us do $7,000 million and you're only doing $12,000 a year, it might not be realistic. So I'm trying to make sure I'm seeing where you guys are at and keeping your goals in mind too, because we've all talked about what your goals are for the business. So I'm keeping your goals in mind and my goals in mind and figuring out how they can work together to create sex ed magic. All right. So most of you have completed the 12-month business plan on the COO. And if you haven't, there's no better time than now, well, actually after this, to go ahead and do that. So I will pull up the COO and show you where you can find that amazing information. If you just give me 2 seconds. So this is another way that corporate really helps you to kind of figure out what the heck you're doing and then help you break it out into bite-sized chunks. We're all about bite-sized chunks. Boom. So here's your COO. Look at that. I'm I'm really proud about this right now, you guys. I just had my first $10,000 month. Okay, but anyway, enough about me. Let's go to, hold on, let me figure out where it is. Is it my business? Yeah, my business plan. Boom. So you're going to click on that. And this is where you literally can go through and be like, okay, how much do you want to make per month, per year? And this is your profit, not your sales. So how much do you actually want in your pocket? And that is totally including like your office supplies and any business expenses. Like this is after profit yumminess. Okay. So I would like to make, let's go ahead and say 300 per month. Let's say that my party average is $700. But guess what? If your brand's making new and you don't know what the corporate average is, boom, you can check that box. So I'm going to go ahead and just say 700. I haven't looked at this month's numbers to know if that's actually real. But then this is great because it literally breaks everything down for you. What? So this goes month by month and it tells you what you got to do. So October, you have to make 14 calls a week to get 8 parties booked so you can get $4,000 and a profit of $2,000. And then if you're like, oh, no. February is just really busy and I just don't have time to do that. You can like move that and then everything else adjusts. Oh my God, it's awesome. So I just think that's pretty freaking awesome. And then it's like, hey girl, you're currently at 50% commission. Do you want to raise? Because you could hit that goal so much sooner with a lot less work if you got a raise. So that's me plus 3, or you can just get some extra money in your pocket. That's cool. And then I want you to make sure you always email me a copy because I want to know what your goals are too, y'all. So click down here. It's going to just do it automatically unless you unclick it. So just make sure it's clicked because I want to see what your goals are. Because that lets me know that you're also thinking about your business because I'm thinking about your business. But I love that it gives you, it just breaks it down. So if we know that it takes 7 no's to get a yes, and making 14 calls, getting 2 parties, that's 2 parties a week, that's 8 parties a month, boom, that's how that works. Such good information, I love it. I know you guys are like, Megan, what the hell? All right, let's go back to my little cheat sheet. Income goal sheet, hey, let me pop this open for you guys. So the income goal sheet is something that we've printed out a couple times. We have this available to you guys at a couple team meetings throughout the year. Why is this so small? Hold on, let me make this a little bit bigger before I share it with you guys because let's go to 100% because I don't want to have to squint. Boom. So I've got this in a Word document so you can easily print this out for yourself. And this is month by month. So if you know that you've got like 14 calls and you've got a monthly goal, but this isn't just financial. This is like, I want to adopt a dog this month. I want to, do something extra. I want to pay down X amount of debt. I want to, I know I just said it wasn't financial, but all I think is in money terms. So what are some goals that regular people have? I want to plan a vacation. I want to spend at least 8 hours of sleep every single day. That'd be a great goal. Oh my God. So this is seriously breaking it down month by month. So this is your like fancy money, or this is your fancy dreams, and this is your fancy money. So how to make that kind of money. So if you want to make this much, then you can literally just plug this in. It's not formulated like an Excel spreadsheet, so you will have to use your calendar to figure that out. So if you're buying discounts 40% and you want to make $2,000, then you're going to need to do $5,000 in sales. And if your party average is only 400, girl, that's going to be a really busy month. I know some of you guys are like, what the hell? So honestly, at this point, your goal would be getting that up to 50% so that you don't have to work nearly as hard. And then it's just asking you to be accountable. How many more parties do you need to hold in order to reach this goal? How are you going to get those parties? Are you just going to sit on your butt and pray for them? Or are you going to sit on your butt and just like, hey, Facebook, I need some parties? No, you have to be honest with yourself about how you're going to get those parties. Have you truly been asking everyone if they're interested in having a party? I don't know anybody that can honestly say yes to that question because I know that I don't even do it. I know Kelly Ellis Neal loves talking to everybody at the gas station, but when I'm pumping gas, right now it's cold and I just want to climb back in my car and stay warm. Have you been following up and making phone calls after your parties? That's huge. Follow-up calls can be such a great source of additional income and different parties for you. But so many of us forget to even ask. We say, oh my God, thank you so much for your money. And then we leave the party, never to be heard from again. So we need to make sure we're staying in contact with our customers. And then I challenge you to think of 2 things that you can do to increase your business right now. So again, print this out for every single month, post it somewhere where you're going to see it. You can, use your business plan to figure out how many parties you're going to need and how many calls you need to make. Were you guys on that video when I couldn't stop yawning? That was embarrassing. And seriously, like every 3 seconds, I'm like, that is not going to be tonight. Dang it. Okay, boom. We need to talk about goals versus wishful thinking. So we know that goals are measurable and achievable and realistic and time-based and all that kind of fun stuff. Wishful thinking, what do people say? A dream, what is that? A goal is just a dream with a deadline, something like that. So making sure that it's legit and not just pulling stuff out of your butt. So this is just something else I stole from another consultant, which just kind of, it spoke to me. I hope it speaks to you. It's much better than what I'm probably saying to you guys right now. So feel free to print this out and read it on your own time, because it really does break things down for you. And there's the smart stuff again. You guys are going to get a lot of repetition in this business, but that's a good thing because that's what works. So asking yourself who, what, when, where, why, when you're planning your specifics, measurable, attainable, realistic. I love these. I love it when I have to do anything to reflect back, because especially as a business owner, you're the one responsible solely for your business's success or its failure. So if you can go back at the end of the day and you know that you did everything you could to make your business thrive, it's really fulfilling. But you have to be honest with yourself. I know there's tons of stuff I didn't do today that I could have to make my business better, but that was my choice not to do it. So if I'm mad at myself that I didn't hit my goal, then that's my fault. But today, I took it easy because I hit my goal. So today was about celebrating. All right, yay! Next month, like starting on Tuesday, I'll be back in freak out mode, like, oh my God! All right, so how often were you in contact with your team members? We're doing that right now. Awesome, I see that we've got less than 10 minutes, so we will speed it up. How did you work on your personal growth? So this is something I still struggle with. I build in 3 hours every Friday morning for personal development time. And that's usually me reading a book on how to be a better leader, a better business owner, how to think outside the box. All these like what could be considered cheesy self-help books, but it does help me in the long run. But that for me is the easiest thing to double book. Like, oh, I have 3 hours set aside to read. If I broke it down into like 30-minute segments throughout the week, it wouldn't be so difficult. But and I'm a book nerd, but giving myself 3 hours on a Friday, I could easily schedule anything else during that time. So I'm trying to commit to it. And I promised myself that if after March, I didn't do it at least 50% of the time, I was going to have to restructure it. But spend that time developing yourself. Go to other trainings. Hang out with other pure romance consultants that are kicking butt. So when some of us are doing a crazy thing and driving up to Maryland next Sunday, which is going to be super fun, right? So that is a big fat sacrifice for a lot of us, but we know we're going to get something out of it. So that's a great way to work on your personal growth. Did you touch your business each day? Are you keeping your life in balance? We know balance is a myth. It's something really fun to try to strive for, but it's not always going to happen. And are you rewarding yourself? Are you celebrating your achievements? Because that's super important. So here's this little worksheet that they've got with some more prompts. And again, I would love for you guys, you don't have to share this. Your goals are completely personal. If you'd like to share it on the team page, you are more than welcome to. But I want you thinking about your goals. So this isn't just a homework assignment. This is literally plotting the trajectory of your business. Why are you here? Why are you on this planet? Just kidding, we're not going that deep. Not tonight, at least. It's been a long month. All right. So how to achieve your goals. We do dream boards at our January meeting almost every single year. I know, Jessica, you brought a ton of magazines, so thanks for that. So we just cut up magazines and have craft night. I've got all my dream boards hung up in my office over here. And I like looking at them. I love looking at what is the same year after year and realizing I haven't quite hit that yet. And what's different, like what's not on there. What are my new goals this year? The savings bottles, we don't really do these as a team, but you are welcome to do them. I recommend that we just start saving for something. Just set a goal. So mine was to build an office out back, so that I don't have to keep kicking Christian out every time I have you guys over. And my goal was to put $20 a week in it. And I don't have a deadline of when I'm gonna break it. I have a deadline of when I know I want my office. But I'm gonna break this one day and be able to count all these $20 bills. And that's gonna be money that I know that I set aside for a specific purpose. A lot of girls do these for like national training and world conference to help pay for their hotel or gas or their new product set. So I figure we'll probably tackle these again maybe at our April meeting, because then we'll have 4 months until our national training in Ohio. And I'm big on the whole decoupage collaging thing with magazines. Other people are great with puff paint. Not me. I'm good at cutting out words and pasting them somewhere. Having accountability buddies can be great for your business. So having someone that's either someone you look up to or someone who's kind of on the same journey with you in your business, or at the same point, and you both have goals. There's 2 girls in Maryland that were in President's Club last year, and they're both named Danielle. And they had this hashtag last year, and it's I go, she goes. And they were accountability buddies, and they both wanted to do $100,000 in sales, and they both wanted to get to board of directors. And they just kept pushing each other. They'd have weekly calls, see what they were doing, and it's seriously like, did you make your calls this week? No. Well, then how the hell are you supposed to get to board of directors if you're not calling anybody? I know. So it's just someone to kind of kick you in the butt. You guys know I'm going to kick you in the butt at our team meetings, but it's good to have someone that's going to touch base with you a little bit more frequently, who's going to help encourage you too. I love it when you guys share your goals with the team, because we're all, without sounding super cheesy, we're all in this together. We all are working towards a common goal. I want to know where you guys are in your businesses and where you guys are with the goals that you've explained to me or shared with me about what you wanted. And I want you to be able to share those with everybody, obviously to the level that you're comfortable with. But we're a little family. And I want to make sure that everybody's supporting. Jessica, don't make that face. But I want to make sure we're supporting each other. This already, as a lot of you guys know, has been a really weird year for some of our team members. So even though maybe goals aren't on track, I think because we've spent so much of the last 6 months really trying to get to know everybody a little bit better and focusing on building the sisterhood, it's been really helpful for everyone to kind of feel that love and feel the positive energy despite some of the crap that we've had to go through. And that's something I'm working on too, is making sure that, you know, our play dates that we have are fun. And then I'm not sitting here like, oh, well, you should be doing this with your business, because that's my strength. But I know other people's strengths are like the fun, fluffy bonding times. And I want to make sure we're focusing on that, because that's where the sisterhood really comes in. So sharing your goal with the team is going to help kind of strengthen those bonds outside, like, oh, I see you once a month at Megan's house for team meetings. We're all in this together. You guys are all sisters. So I want you to have the relationship that sisters have. You guys are going to French braid. You're going to have pillow fights. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. But no fighting, no like real fighting, because I won't stand for it. All right, so your homework for this week, if you haven't already, give me that consultant spotlight stuff that I told you guys about. Set up a small business checking account, share pics of your savings bottle on the team Facebook page, and complete your 12-month business plan on the COO. So savings bottles literally can be for anything. If you want to save up for, Casey, I know you're working on your fish tank. So if you just want to save money to restock your fish tank, and Tiffany, if you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go to national training since you can't come to World Conference with me, like you can do that. And Jessica, if you're like, I want to go to Dragon Con, whatever it's going to be, I want you guys to start a savings bottle, and you can figure out what you want to put in it. Some people do, 10% of their sales. I just do 20 bucks a week. I can put 20 bucks a week in a bottle and not miss it. If it's $5 a week, start small. If it's just whatever, like, I heard someone did it with $5 because you don't really miss $5. Like 20 can be more of an impact. Ones, yeah, whatever. But $5, it's okay. We don't really use $5 bills that often. So I just know when I get cash at my parties, I just steal a 20 and I throw it in there at least once a week. So that's your homework. We've got 2 minutes, so I'm gonna unmute you guys really quick and we can have a quick Q&A. Oh, did I unmute you? Here we go. Okay, now you guys should be able to chat. So if you guys have any questions, we got 2 minutes to answer them. So go quick.
This is not something that can be done in 2 minutes, but can you and I get some kind of one-on-one about what to do with all these now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we can make that happen. Send me a message. Don't let me forget. Awesome. Who next?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind being in on that because I still haven't followed up on all those leads either because it's very overwhelming. Like, do I put them into the computer? Like, what do I do with them?
I will. Why don't I see if I can even make a video about it?
Awesome. Because I feel like it's like you just had a launch party. Now what? It's like you just attended a wedding event. Now what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I'll see if I can get Erica to help me with that. What else? Okay, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and shut this down. You guys can go back to watching the Oscars. I'm going to go back to drinking wine, and then I'm going to
go to bed.
Or you guys can go to bed. That's cool. I know. You guys.
Grandma.
I know. But you were athletic today, so you deserve a break.
I was athletic today. It was. And I played so well today, too.
Good. I'm proud of you.
Hey!
High five. All right, ladies. Well, thank you for a great webinar. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Awesome.
Keep up the good work. Happy Love Month.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.